My beloved child, stop. Just for this one moment, stop everything you are doing and listen. Not with your ears alone, but with the deepest part of your heart. Because I have something to say to you today, something I have been waiting to say for a very long time. And I need you to hear it, truly hear it, not just read words on a screen, but feel each one land gently inside your soul like morning light falling through a quiet window. I have been watching you. I have seen every road you have walked down, every corner you turned hoping something better was waiting on the other side. I have seen you smile when inside you were quietly falling apart. I have seen you hold yourself together for everyone around you, being strong for others while carrying a weight inside that no one even knew existed. I have watched you search, reaching out again and again for something that would fill the emptiness you carry, something real, something lasting, something that would finally make the aching stop, and today, I am showing you this message. Not by accident. Not by chance. You are seeing this right now because I chose this moment for you. I have been waiting for your heart to be ready enough to receive what I am about to say. And today, something in you is open. Something in you is quieter than usual. Something in you is leaning in, even if you do not fully understand why. That is me. That is my hand drawing you close, whispering to the part of you that still knows I am real. I need you to hear this. You have not been forgotten. Not for a single second, not for a single breath. Not on your worst day, not in your darkest night, not in the season when you felt completely invisible to the rest of the world. I was there. I have always been there. And I am here right now that am why, precious child, I know what this last season has cost you. I know how much you have given, how much you have poured out, and how little you felt you received in return. I know the relationships that left you bruised. I know the doors that closed in your face when you were certain they were meant to open. I know the dreams you quietly folded up and tucked away because the waiting became too long and too heavy and too painful. I know about the tears you cried alone at night, the kind no one saw, the kind you cried quietly so no one else would hear. I know about those. I want you to understand something. I did not look away during any of it. Every single moment of pain you walked through, I was right there beside you. Not distant, not removed, not watching from somewhere far away. Close. Closer than your own breath. I felt every moment of it with you. And if you could have seen the way I looked at you in those moments, not with disappointment, not with judgment, but with a love so deep and so fierce and so tender all at once, you would never again question whether I care. You have questioned it, I know. In the quiet places, you have whispered the hard questions. You have wondered if I hear you. You have wondered if your prayers go anywhere at all. You have looked at your life and struggled to find evidence of my hand. And in those moments of doubt, I was not offended. I was not distant. I was leaning in even closer, waiting for you to keep talking to me, waiting for you to stay even when you could not see clearly. Let me tell you something true. The moments you thought I was silent were the moments I was working the most. The seasons that felt like stillness were the seasons of the deepest preparation. The times you felt like nothing was moving were the times I was building something underneath the surface, something you could not yet see, something that would one day break through in a way that would take your breath away. I have never once stopped working on your behalf. Not once. You will see this when your heart is ready. And I want you to understand what readiness means to me. It does not mean perfection. It does not mean you have arrived somewhere spotless and composed and completely put together. Readiness in my kingdom looks different than readiness in the world. Readiness, to me, is when your hands finally loosen their grip on what you have been trying to control. Readiness is when you become willing to trust me even before you understand the outcome. Readiness is when the walls around your heart come down just enough for my voice to reach the tender places inside. You are ready now. Not because everything in your life is in order. Not because you have figured it all out. You are ready because something in you is tired of carrying what was never yours to carry alone. Something in you is willing, maybe for the first time in a long while, to simply stop and say, I need you. And that is enough. That one small act of surrender, that one quiet whisper of need, opens a door wide enough for everything I have been waiting to pour into your life. I want you to let that in. Let the reality of it settle over you like something warm and steady. You do not have to earn your way to me. You do not have to clean yourself up before you approach me. You do not have to resolve all your doubts before you are allowed to come close. I am not standing at a distance waiting for you to become worthy of my presence. I am already near. I have always been near. I only ask you to turn toward me. Just turn. Just face in my direction. That is where this begins. My child, I want to talk to you about the weight you have been carrying. I have watched you pick it up piece by piece over the years, adding more and more to what you already had, telling yourself you could manage it, telling yourself you were strong enough, telling yourself that needing help was the same as being weak. I want to dismantle that lie today and replace it with truth. You were never designed to carry all of this alone. The weight you feel right now, the anxiety that wakes you in the night, the grief you have not had space to properly mourn, the fear about the future that circles in your mind like a storm that will not settle, the weariness that runs deeper than physical tiredness, all of it, it was never meant to be yours to manage alone. I did not create you for that. I created you for connection with me. I created you to walk through life with your hand in mine, not running ahead of me trying to solve everything before I get there. Lay it down. Right now, in this moment, I am asking you to make the decision to lay it down. Not because you are giving up. Not because the problems disappear the moment you release them to me. But because the carrying of it is breaking you, and I love you too much to watch you keep breaking under something I am more than able to carry. Let me take it. Let me bear the weight that has been bending you. Let my strength become yours in the places where yours has run out. I know what you are afraid of. You are afraid that if you stop managing it, everything will fall apart. You have convinced yourself that your grip on the situation is what is holding things together. But my child, it is not your grip that keeps the world turning. It has never been your control that maintained the order of your life. It has been my hand, quietly at work behind everything you see, ordering what you could not order, sustaining what you could not sustain. You can trust me with the things you release. I will not drop them. There is something else I want to speak to you about today. I want to talk about who you have been told you are, and who you actually are. Because somewhere along the road, you picked up a version of yourself that was handed to you by pain, by people who did not see you clearly, by failures that felt like verdicts, by rejection that somehow got translated into a statement about your worth. And you have been walking around wearing that version of yourself, believing it is true, letting it limit what you reach for and what you believe is possible for your life. I want to tell you who I say you are. You are not your worst moment. You are not the sum of every mistake you have made. You are not the opinion of those who left. You are not the wound that was left behind when someone who should have stayed walked away. You are not defined by what you have not yet accomplished, by the dreams that have not yet become real, by the version of your life that you expected to have by now and do not. Those things do not define you. They are not the truest thing about you. The truest thing about you is that I made you. I formed you with intention. Every detail of who you are, the way your mind works, the depths of your heart, the particular gifts that live in you, none of it was accidental. I was deliberate about you. I chose every part of you before you drew your first breath, and I have never once regretted what I made. You were not a mistake. You are not a problem that needs fixing before you can be loved. You are already deeply and completely loved, exactly as you are right now, in this moment, in this season, with all the mess and the questions and the unresolved parts of your story still present. Receive that. Let it reach the parts of you that stopped believing it. Let it go to the places inside you that have been starving for someone to truly see you and declare that what they see is good, that what they see is worth something, that what they see is worth showing up for and staying for and fighting for. I see you. All of you. And what I see is, beloved, that why, child, I want to address something that has been sitting quietly at the back of your mind for a long time. Something you have not spoken out loud to anyone, maybe not even fully to yourself. It is the feeling that somewhere along the way, you lost yourself. Not dramatically, not all at once, but slowly, piece by piece, season by season, you gave parts of yourself away or had them taken from you, and now when you look inward you sometimes feel a strange unfamiliarity with who you find there. You wonder if the person you used to be, the one with the bright eyes and the easy laughter and the unguarded heart, is still in there somewhere, or whether that version of you is simply gone. I want you to hear me clearly on this. You are not lost to me. Even in the seasons where you felt most lost to yourself, I knew exactly where you were. I knew who you were. I held the fullness of your identity in my hands even when you could not access it yourself, even when you could not feel it, even when the weight of everything you had been through seemed to obscure the person underneath. I have been guarding something in you throughout all of it, something essential, something that belongs to who I made you to be, and it is still intact. The restoration I offer is not just the repair of external circumstances. It goes much deeper than that. I restore souls. I restore the interior places that have been worn down by disappointment and loss and the relentless grinding of hard seasons. I reach into the parts of you that have gone quiet and I speak life into them again. I reach into the places that have gone numb and I begin the slow and tender work of feeling returning. This is not something you can manufacture on your own. This is something only I can do. But I can do it. And I want to do it for you. Let me remind you of who you were before the world told you to be someone else. Let me remind you of the desires I placed in you before the fear came in and told you those desires were foolish or unreachable. Let me reacquaint you with the version of yourself that I see when I look at you, not the beaten-down version, not the version shaped by every wound and disappointment, but the real you, the one I designed, the one I love, the one I am calling forward into everything that is still ahead. This is part of what it means to walk with me. Not just to be rescued from danger or provided for in times of need, but to be genuinely known and genuinely shaped into the fullness of who you were created to be. I am not just interested in managing your crises. I am interested in your wholeness. I am interested in every dimension of who you are flourishing in the way I intended when I dreamed you into existence. That is the scope of my love for you. That is the depth of my investment in your life. I also want to speak to those of you who are reading this while holding a specific pain. Maybe it is the grief of a loss that has not yet found its voice. Maybe it is the slow ache of a longing that has gone unanswered for so long that you have begun to wonder if you were wrong to hope at all. Maybe it is the sharp edge of a betrayal that cut deeper than you expected, left by someone you trusted completely. Maybe it is the quiet devastation of watching something you built fall apart, a marriage, a friendship, a dream, a version of your future you had held on to for years. I see you in that specific pain. I am not speaking to you in generalities from a distance. I am speaking directly to the particular ache you are carrying right now, today, in this exact season. And I want you to know that I have not categorized your pain as small or manageable or something you should be over by now. I take seriously every single thing that has hurt you. I do not rush your grief. I do not put a timeline on your healing. I do not compare what you are going through to what others have survived and find yours lacking in weight or significance. Your pain matters to me because you matter to me. But I also want to tell you this. Your pain is not the end of your story. What you are in the middle of right now is not the final chapter. The grief you are carrying is real and I will not minimize it, but it is also not a permanent address. You will not live here forever. There is movement ahead, there is change ahead, there is a morning coming after this long night, and I will be with you for every step between here and there. The destination I am taking you to is worth the journey, even the painful parts of it. Especially the painful parts of it. I have a way of using what hurt you most to build what will help you most, of turning the very things that tried to destroy you into the most powerful parts of your testimony. My child, I want to speak now to your future. Because I know you have been afraid of it. I know the uncertainty of what comes next has felt like a dark hallway with no light at the end, and that you have stood at the entrance of that hallway and struggled to make yourself walk forward. Fear has told you that the worst possible outcome is the most likely one. Fear has narrated your future in the darkest possible terms. Fear has taken every uncertainty and filled it with catastrophe. But fear is not a prophet. Fear does not know what I have planned. Fear cannot see what I see when I look at your life. I see the end from the beginning. I hold your future in my hands the same way I hold your present, the same way I held your past, with perfect knowledge and perfect love and a purpose that does not waver. What I have prepared for you does not diminish because the road to it was hard. What I have planned does not disappear because of the detours and the delays. My purposes for your life are not fragile. They are not undone by the things you have been through. They are patient and they are certain and they are moving toward you even right now. I need you to lift your eyes. Not to deny the reality of where you are right now. Not to pretend that things have not been hard or that the pain was not real. But to look past the present moment toward the horizon I am pointing you to. There is more. There is more for your life than what you can currently see. There are chapters ahead of you that have not yet been written, seasons of joy you have not yet tasted, restoration of things you thought were permanently lost, redemption of things you thought were beyond repair. These are not empty promises. These are my words over your life, and my words do not return to me empty. I want to say something tender to you now. Something I have been wanting to say for a long time. I miss you. I know you may not have expected me to say it that way. But it is the truest expression of what I want you to feel right now. I miss the closeness that used to exist between us. I miss the moments when you came to me without agenda, not just to ask for things but simply to be in my presence, to talk to me the way you would talk to the most trusted person in your life. I miss your prayers, not the polished ones, not the formal ones, but the real ones, the raw ones, the ones you whispered in a car or cried out in an empty room when no one else was around. Those moments meant everything to me. Come back to that. Come back to the simple, unhurried, unperformed place of just being with me. Not because you need something. Not because you are in crisis. Not only when things fall apart and you desperately need rescue. Come to me the way you would come to someone who simply wants your company. Because that is who I am. I am not only a God of rescue, though I am that. I am not only a God of provision, though I am that too. I am a father who loves his child and wants to spend time together. I am a constant presence who delights in you. I am someone who listens to everything you have to say and never grows tired of your voice. Give me the ordinary moments. Give me the early morning before the noise begins. Give me the drive to work, the quiet walk, the space before sleep comes. You do not need to say perfect things. You do not need to feel anything extraordinary. Just come. Just open your heart and let me in. And I promise you, over time, that place of meeting will become the most precious part of your day. You will find that everything else in your life is steadied and strengthened and shaped by the time you spend close to me. My beloved child, I know this world has pulled you in more directions than you can count. I know the noise is relentless. I know the demands on your time are real and the pressure to keep moving, keep producing, keep performing is enormous. I know you live in a world that does not often slow down long enough to remember what matters most. And I know that in the rush, I can become something pushed to the margins of your days, something you intend to get to but somehow never quite reach. I want to gently ask you to choose differently. Not out of duty. Not out of obligation. Not because something terrible will happen if you do not. But because what I offer you is better than everything else competing for your time and attention. The peace I give does not come from anywhere else. The rest I offer is not found in any other place. The deep knowing that you are seen and loved and held and purposed, that knowing only comes from time spent close to me. Everything else offers a version of those things that eventually fades. What I offer is lasting. What I build in you when you walk close to me is permanent, you were not created for the exhaustion of a life spent chasing. You were created for the abundance of a life spent walking beside me. The two feel different in every possible way. One leaves you depleted. One fills you. One leaves you more anxious the further you go. One gives you a peace that grows deeper the more you trust. I want the fullness for you. I want the peace for you. I want the life you were actually designed for, not the pale substitute the world has been offering. Choose me. Not as a last resort. Not after you have tried everything else and found it lacking. Choose me first. Let me be the foundation, not the fallback. Let me be the first voice you listen to in the morning, the last voice you rest in at night. Let everything else be built on top of what I establish in you during those moments of closeness. That is the life I designed for you. That is the life I am still offering you today. Before I close, I want to say one more thing. Something I need you to carry with you when you walk away from this moment. No matter what happens next, no matter what the days ahead hold, no matter how the story continues to unfold, this is true and it will not change. I am with you. I am for you. My love for you does not have conditions. It does not expire. It does not decrease when you fail or increase when you succeed. It simply is, constant and complete and entirely yours. You are not walking into your future alone. Whatever you are facing it with me. Whatever door is closed ahead of you, I hold the key. Whatever mountain stands in your path, I am capable of moving it. Whatever wound has not yet healed, I am the healer who has not given up on it. Whatever you have lost, I am the God of restoration. Whatever dream feels dead, I am the one who brings things back to life. Trust me. Not just when it is easy. Not just when things are going the way you hoped. Trust me in the uncertainty, trust me in the waiting, trust me in the seasons that make no sense and the days that feel too hard. Trust me with the pieces of your story you cannot yet understand. I am writing something in your life that is better than anything you have written for yourself, and I am not finished yet. The best chapters are still ahead. The fullness of what I have planned for you has not yet arrived, and I promise you, when it does, every hard season will make a different kind of sense. You are seen. You are known. You are loved beyond measure. And you are right on time. Come close, my child. I am right here. I have always been right here. And I am not going anywhere. Let us pray together. Father, I come to you right now with a heart that has been running for too long. I am tired of carrying what was never mine to carry. I am ready to lay it down. I choose to trust you today, not because I have all the answers, but because you do. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for drawing me back to this moment, for orchestrating this encounter with your words at exactly the right time. I receive your love. I receive your peace. I receive your presence. Walk with me from this day forward. Let me feel you near. Let me hear your voice above all the noise. Let my heart find its home in you again. In your name, I pray. Amen. If these words reached your heart today, share this with someone who needs to hear that they are not forgotten. God's love has a way of finding exactly the right person at exactly the right time. Let it reach someone through you. One last thing, my beloved. Stop underestimating what I can do with your life from this point forward. You have been measuring what is possible based on your own strength, your own resources, your own understanding of how things work. But that is too small a measuring stick. I do not operate within the boundaries of what is humanly possible. I operate in the realm of what is divinely certain. And what I have declared over your life is not subject to your limitations. It is not cancelled by your failures. It is not diminished by how long the journey has already taken. My word over your life stands. My plan for you is intact. My love for you is unshakable. Walk forward from this moment with that truth settled in your heart. Not arrogance, but quiet confidence. The kind that comes from knowing who walks beside you. The kind that does not need everything to make sense before it takes the next step. The kind that has learned to trust the hand it cannot always see. That is the walk I am inviting you into. That is the life I designed for you. And it begins again right here, right now, in this very moment. With me. Always, always with me. You are ready. Let us go forward together.